In this video, we'll go through exam questions that cover the criteria, calculate the median and mode of a set of quantities. You can locate the questions on the mathsmaths.com website under Level 2. The questions come from different exam boards. We'll start with the non-calculated questions and then we'll move to the calculated questions. Here is the first one. Here is a list of numbers: 29, 31, 46, 43, 29, 31, 38, 34, 43, 35 and 43. Write down the mode of these numbers. The mode is about the number that occurs mostly. So, are there any numbers here that repeat themselves? We've got 29, but also 29 here. So, two of them. We've got 31 and 31. So, two of them again. 46, there is just one. 43, got one here, and one here, so it's three of them, more than the rest. And 38, there is just one. 34 and 35, we've got just one of each. So the number that occurs mostly is 43 because it occurs 3 times. We can't put 29 because it occurs only twice, less than 43. And the same reasoning could be applied to any number that appears here less than 3 times. If we had another number that appeared 4 times or 5 times, that would be the mode. Udity wants to make a shoe tray. The tray will hold rows of shoes. She wants each row to hold 6 pairs of shoes. Udity measures the width of 5 pairs of shoes. Here are the results in centimeters: 18.2, 19.7, 19.4, 18.6, 18.9. To find the total width of 6 pairs of shoes, Udity will multiply the median width of these pairs of shoes by 6. The width of the base of the tray will need to be 10% more than the total width of 6 pairs of shoes and have an extra 3 centimeters at each end of the tray for a frame. Udity draws this diagram of the largest shoe tray she can make with the wood she has. Udity thinks this tray can hold 6 pairs of her shoes in a row. Is she correct? Show why you think this. Okay, so first we'll need to find the average width of a pair of shoes, and we're going to use here the median of these numbers that we're given because that's what we're told. So to work out the median of numbers, we need to put them in order, and you can start from the smallest or you can start with the largest, whichever you prefer. It doesn't really matter much, but it's common practice to start with the smallest. So looking at these numbers, we've got some of them starting with 18 and some of them starting with 19. So those with 18 will be smaller. So we've got 18.2, 18.6 and 18.9. So 18.2 is the smallest of them. Then 18.6. Then 18.9. We have another 2 numbers, 19.7 and 19.4. 19.4 will come before 19.7. So we've put them in order. Now we're going to find the number that sits in the middle. To do that, I'm going to cross the numbers one at each time. So we've got one number in the middle, which is 18.9. So that is the median width of a pair of shoes. To find the total width of 6 pairs of shoes, Udity will multiply the median width of these pairs of shoes by 6. So we're going to do 18.9 times 6. 6 times 9 is 54, so we'll put 4 down and 5 carried over. 6 times 8 is 48, and the 5 makes 53, so 3 down, 5 carried over. 6 times 1 is 6, and the 5 is 11. Where do we put the decimal point? Looking at the first number, 18.9, it has 1 decimal place. 6 has no decimal places because it's a whole number. So we're going to give the answer 1 decimal place. So going backwards, that's where we're going to place the decimal point. So it's 113.4 centimeters, that is. So that's the total width of the 6 pairs of shoes. So you can imagine them being next to each other, 6 pairs of shoes, and the total width is 113.4 centimeters. So will that fit in the tray? Let's work it out, because it says the width of the base of the tray will need to be 10% more than the total width of the 6 pairs of shoes. So we're going to add 10% more. 10% of 113.4, that's worked out by doing 113.4 divided by 10. And it's a decimal, so we're going to move the decimal point 1 place to the left, so making the number 10 times smaller. So that will be 11.34. So that's the 10%. Now we'll add that on top of 113.4. So we line them up correctly. I can put a 0 here at the end. So 0 and 4 is 4, 4 and 3 is 7, 3 and 1 is 4, 1 and 1 is 2, 1 and 0 is 1. So 124.74 centimeters. So that includes the 10% increase now. And it says we need to add an extra 3 centimeters at each end of the tray for the frame. So that will be 6. 3 and 3, which makes 6. So if I add 6 to this, four and 6 is 10, so 0 down, 1 carried over. 2 and 1 is 3, 1 and 0 is 1. So 130.74 centimeters, which is longer than 127, which means that the tray cannot hold the 6 pairs of shoes. To answer the question, is she correct? We're going to say no. Zach looks at the weather forecast. This table shows the highest daily temperatures forecast for the next 8 days. The median of the 10 temperatures is 17.5 degrees Celsius, and the 10 temperatures have 2 modes. Use this information to find the forecast temperatures for day 9 and day 10. Okay, so the data set has 2 modes. Do we have 2 modes already here? Let's have a look. Which numbers repeat themselves? We've got 15, which repeats itself 1, 2, 3 times. We've got 19 twice, and the rest do not repeat themselves. So this tells us that we need to have another 19 somewhere here. So that we'd have 2 modes, 15 and 19. So let's suppose 19, I've got that there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put these in order, as I normally do when I work out the median, because the next thing I'm given is the median being 17.5. So to work out the missing number, I'm going to play with that. So starting with the smallest number, that is 15, so we've got 15, and another 15, and another 15, then 16, 17, 19, and another 19, and another 19, and 20. So we've got 9 of these. We need another number, which we don't know where it's positioned, but let's just look at what would be the middle number with these numbers that we have. So crossing out one number on each side, then we have 17. The median is 17.5, so it's greater than 17. So that tells us that there is a number missing here, because if I worked with a 19 we have next to 17, so if I added 17 and 19, which is what you normally do when you have two numbers in the middle and you're working out the median, you add them two together and divide by 2. So if that number was 19, 17 and the 19 would give me 36, and half of 36 is 18. So in that case, the median would be 18, but it is not. It's 17.5 with what we're given. So that tells me there is a number missing here. So what is that number that I'm going to add to 17 and then divide by 2, and the answer will be 17.5. That is 18, because you're going and adding 1 to 17 to get to 18. So the midpoint would be half more than 17, so 17.5. And you can try this. So 17 and the 18 will give us 35. Divided by 2 gives us 17.5. The other way to do this would have been to go backwards. So you have a gap here, you don't know that this is 18, for example, and you reverse the process. So you've got these two numbers which you divide by 2 to get 17.5. So to reverse the process, you do 17.5 times 2, which gives us 35. So that tells us that 17 plus the number that is missing will equal 35. And that number is 18, which is also like 35 take away 17. So we'll put 18 there. And if you check, we haven't got an 18 here already, so that doesn't change what we input in terms of the mode. So the modes still are 19 and 15. And also, if you put 18 for here and 19 here, that still doesn't matter. Noah sells a bundle of spare blocks online. The bundle weighs 3,120 grams. There are 6 types of block in the bundle. Use the median weight to work out an estimate of the number of blocks in the bundle. To work out the median weight, what we're going to do is put these in order. So we've got these decimals: 2.7, 4.5, 7.4, 2.9, 3.5, 9.0. I'm going to do this on the side. So the smallest of them all is 2.7, then 2.9, then we have 3.5, then 4.5, 7.4 and 9.0. To find the middle one, we're going to cross out one on each side. So we have two numbers in the middle. So that is 3.5 and 4.5. If we add these two together, get 10 here, 1 carried over, 3 and 4 is 7, and the 1 is 8. So we get 8.0, which is the same as 8. So half of 8, that is 4. So the median is 4. So what we're going to do is get the total weight and divide it by 4. So 3,120 divided by 4. How many 4s would fit into 31? That is 7, and we have 3 remaining. How many 4s into 32? That is exactly 8. How many 4s into 0? That is 0. So 780 is the estimated number of blocks in the bundle. Jessie will let this unit in the shopping centre. She has information about the floor areas of other available units in the shopping centre. Jessie thinks that the unit she will let has a floor area 12% larger than the median floor area of other available units. Is she correct? Let's work out the area of the unit that she's going to let. So it's a compound shape. We can split it into 3 shapes, like 2 rectangles and a triangle, or we can just complete this rectangle and take away the area of this triangle that we've created here, and that should give us the area of the unit. So the dimensions of the big rectangle are 12 by 7. So we're going to do 12 times 7. 7 times 2 is 14, so 4 down, 1 carried over. 7 times 1 is 7, and the 1 is 8. So that is 84 square meters so far. Now we need to take away the area of the triangle. What are the dimensions? What is the base equal to? So we're going to work this out because it's not given to us. So we're going to take away 8 meters from the total length here, which is 12 meters, because it's the same as this one at the top. So 12 take away 8 gives us 4 meters. Now, what is the height equal to? We'll do 7 take away 2. So that gives us 5. So now we've got the dimensions of the triangle. We'll do 5 times 4 divided by 2. 5 times 4 is 20, divided by 2 gives us 10. So we'll take away 10 from the 84. So 84 take away 10 gives us 74 square meters. So that's the area of Jess's unit. She thinks that the unit has a floor area 12% larger than the median floor area of the other available units, which are given here in the table. So we're going to work out the median and add 12% on top and see whether that is the same as 74, less or more. Let's see. So looking at these decimals that we have, which one is the smallest of them all? That is 40.7. Then we have 49.8. Then we have 51.1. Then we have 59.4. 67.6. 68.9, 71.2, 82.3, and 90.2. Crossing out one each side to find the middle one, or ones. There is 1 in the middle, because we have 9 units in total, which is an odd number of them. So 67.6 square meters. We can add 12% to that. As we can't use a calculator, I'm going to split this into 10% and 1%. So starting with 10%, so 67.6 divided by 10 will give me 10%. So that is 6.76 square meters. 1%, we work that out by doing 67.6 divided by 100, or 6.76 divided by 10. So that is 0.676 square meters. We've got 12% in total, so I'm going to add another 1%, so that's another 0.676. Let's add all of these together. Six and 6 is 12, so 2 down and 1 carried over. 7 and 7 is 14, and the 6 that is 20, and the 1 that is 21. So 1 down and 2 carried over. 6 and 6 is 12, and the 7 that is 19, and the 2 that is 21. 1 down and 2 carried over. 6 and 2 is 8. So 8.112 square meters. That is the extra that we need to add on top of the median that we have, which was 67.6. So 67.6 plus 8.112, 2, 1, 6 and 1 is 7, 7 and 8 is 15, so 5 down, 1 carried over, 6 and 1 is 7. So that is 75.712 square meters. That is greater than 74. So Jessie thinks that the unit she will let has a floor area 12% larger than the median floor area of other available units. Is she correct? We're going to say no, because that's not correct. And we've seen that. Tyra has this scatter diagram. The diagram shows the ages of the top influencers in the UK and the numbers of their followers. What is the modal age of these influencers? So modal, that is the number that occurs mostly. So we're looking at which of these ages has the highest number of crosses. Let's look at this one here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is, what age is that? Here would be 25. So maybe 26. Let's see, does that work out? 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So that does work. So 26 has 6 of them. Looking at the rest of the ages, they have less than that. So modal age is 26 years old. A manager wants to give a pay rise to everyone who is paid less than the average salary. This table shows the annual salaries of the employees in the company. Tick all of the employees who were paid less than the median salary. So we have the salaries here in thousands of pounds, and we're going to put these in order to work out the median. So starting with the smallest, which one is the smallest out of these? That is 15.5. Then we have 16. Then we have 18.5. Then we have 20. Then 22. And 23. 23 again. And 23 again. And then finally 36. Crossing them out to find the middle one. So that is 22. We have to tick all the employees who are paid less than 22. So AJ that's 16, so we're going to tick them. Then we have MT with 15.5, RD with 18.5, JR with 20, and that's all. We can't include 22 in there. Uninspected checks the weights of bags of crisps. What is the model weight of the bags of crisps? Okay, so we have 24.4 here, and that's again here, so 2, 3, so 3 times 24.4, 25.5, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 25.0, we've only got 1. 25.3, we only have 1. 26.5, only 1. 24.9, only 1. 25.1, only 1. 24.2, only 1, and 24.5, only 1. So this is the mode, 25.5. It took us 5 times. Calculate the median. So we need to put them in order. Which number is the smallest? That is 10. Then we have 15, 19, 21, 24, 36, 36 again, and again. We have 45, 48, and 92. Crossing out 1 on each side, and we get 36. Calculate the median and the mode of this set of weights. Again, putting them in order. 9 comes first, and then we have 12, 27, 28, 42, 51, 51, 84, and 90. Crossing them out on each side, we get 42 for the median, and the mode is 51 because that's the only number that we saw twice. Calculate the median and the mode of this set of data. So the smallest of them all is 4, then we have 5, 9, 15, 15 again, we have 23, 24, and 40. 15 was the one that appeared twice, that's the only one, so that is the mode. And to work out the median, we'll cross out both sides, and that gives us 15 and 15. So 15 plus 15 divided by 2, that is equal to 15, because that's 30 divided by 2. So both the median and the mode are equal to 15. Here are 9 numbers. Work out the median. Circle your answer. So let's see, they look to be in order. We've got 1, 2, 2, 4, 6, 7, 7, 7, 9. So crossing out on each side. We get 6 in the middle, so 6 is the median. We now move into the calculated questions. Lena recorded the number of late trains at the station in a day over a period of time. She shows this information in a diagram. For this information, work out the median number of late trains in a day. So we've got number of late trains in a day, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, up to 9. And then we've got number of days. So we're working out the median number of late trains. So that's what we're focusing on. It's these numbers from 1 to 9. But how many ones do we have? That is 2. As you can see. So we're going to write 1 and then 1 again. How many 2s? That is 4. So 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. So in 4 days there were 2 trains late. 3 trains were late on 3 days. So you can do 3, 3, 3. 4 trains were late on 2 days. So 4 and 4. That is 5 and 5. 6. No 7 or 8. And then we have 9. So I'm going to cross them out on each side. We have 3. And that's the median. Lena says the median number of late trains in a day from this information is a good estimate of the average number of trains late over the period of time. Is Lena correct? Explain why you think this. You can answer this question in different ways, as you're giving your opinion on whether this is a good estimate of the average number of trains that were late. You could compare the median to the mean. You could compare it to the mode, and then give a conclusion based on that. I'm going to use the mean. So adding these numbers 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2 and so on up to 9 gives us 52, which will then divide by how many there are, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 numbers. So 52 divided by 15 gives us 3.467, rounded to 3 decimal places. So we can say that yes, because the mean is close to 3. Or if you use the mode, for example, and the mode is 2, you can say no, because the mode is 2. So you could have different interpretations of this thing. Are they all okay? As long as you've got some evidence, like you're using another average to compare. The site was open on Saturday and Sunday for 26 weekends during last year. This table shows the number of days each volunteer attends out of the 52 days available. The information for Chen is missing. Chen says that the mode of the 9 values is 48. Is she correct? So for these 9 values that we have here, 48 appears only once, and 25 only once, 30 the same, 24 the same, 43 the same, 39, 40, 18 and 35 the same. So there is no mode at the moment, because all of these values only appear once. So we're going to say no, there is no mode. The median number of days for the 10 volunteers, including Chen, was 33.5. What fraction of the days did Chen attend? Give the fraction in its simplest form. So, median is 33.5. And we're going to use the median to work out the number of days for Chen. So if we put the numbers that we have in order, starting with the smallest, we get 18 first, then we have 24, 25, we have 30, 35, 39, 40, 43 and 48. If these were all the numbers, so all the 10 numbers, then we just cross out. So at the moment 35 is the median, whereas for the 10 numbers that is 33.5, so less than 35, so number is missing here. If we add 30 and 35, gives us 65 divided by 2, that is 32.5. So that tells us that the number is in between 30 and 35. So what is that number which we can add 35 to and then divide by 2, and the answer will be 33.5. So we're going to reverse this. Instead of dividing by 2, we're going to multiply the answer now by 2. So the number that is missing plus 35 equals 33.5 times 2. Which is 67. So what is that number? We add to 35 and it gives us 67. So we'll do 67 take away 35, which is 32. So the missing number is 32. So let's double check. 32 and 35 gives us 67. Divided by 2 gives us 33.5, which is the median. But the question is, what fraction of the days did Chen attend? Give the fraction in its simplest form. So we have the 32. So 32 out of the total. What is the total? Let's work it out. So 48 plus 25 plus 30 plus 24 plus 43 plus 39 plus 40 plus 18 plus 35 plus 32 gives us 334. So 32 out of 334. We need to simplify this. We can divide both numbers by 2. So 32 divided by 2 gives us 16. 334 divided by 2 gives us 167. Now looking at 16, we can divide it by 2, but we can't divide 167 by 2 and get a whole number because it ends in 7. Can we divide 16 by 3? No, we can't. Can we divide by 4? We can, but we can't divide 167. We can divide 16 by 8 as well, but we can't divide 167. We can't divide it by 16 either. So this is the simplest form of it. So we're at 16/167. The table shows the number of points Lotte scored in games 7 to 12 this season. Her median score for these games is 25% higher than her median for games 1 to 6. After game 6, Lotte's dad said that he would increase the money in her money box by 20% each time she scored more than her median for the first 6 games. Lotte started with £50 in her money box. How much money will she have after game 12? So we don't know what the median was for games 1 to 6, and we're going to work it out. But we need to start with the median for the games 7 to 12. So the median for these, we're going to need to work out. So 6 is the smallest number, then we have another 6, then we have 10, and another 10, 12, 14. So crossing this out, we get 2 in the middle, 10 and 10, which is 20 divided by 2 gives us 10. So the median for the games 7 to 12 is 10. This is 25% higher than the median for the games 1 to 6. So if I represent the median for the games 1 to 6, which is 100%, and we don't know what number that is, the median for the games 7 to 12 is 25% higher. So that's a quarter more. Now, we know that the median for games 7 to 12 is 10. So altogether this is 10. We've got 5 of these rectangles, so each of them will be worth 2. So now we can easily work out what is the median for the games 1 to 6, and that is 8. So Lotte's dad said that he would increase the money in her money box by 20% each time she scored more than her median for the first 6 games. So at this point now we know that the median was 8. Okay, so in game 7 she scored 6, which is less than 8, so she didn't have an increase. Game 8 she scored 10, which is greater than the 8. So at this point she would get a 20% increase. So we're going to increase the £50 by 20%. So when you increase a number by 20%, you add in 20% on top of the 100% amount. So it becomes 120%, which as a decimal that is 1.2. So multiplying a number by 1.2 is like adding the increase on top of the number that we have already. So 1.2 times 50 gives us 60. So that is £50 with a 20% increase. So after the 8th game, she has £60. Then game 9, she scores 6, so she doesn't get an increase. Game 10, she scores 14, which is greater than 8, so she gets an increase again in here. So what we're going to do is again 1.2 times 60. Which is £72. So at this point she has £72. In game 11 she scores 12, so that is again greater than 8, so we're gonna give her another 20% increase, so 1.2 times 72 gives us 86.4, so that is £86.40. And in game 12 she scores 10, which is again greater than 8, so she gets another 20% increase, so 1.2 times 86.4 gives us 103.68. So £103.68. How much money will she have after game 12? That's the answer, £103.68. Rani is asked to work out the average number of orders per month last year. The table shows the number of orders each month. Work out both the median and the mode for Rani and give one reason why the median is the better average for her to use. Okay, so to work out the median, we'll put the numbers in order. The smallest of them all is 45. We have another 45. Then we have 125. Then we have 129, 132, 138, 146, 148, 180, 182, 195, 202. Crossing out the numbers on both sides, we have 138 and 146, so we add the two together and divide by 2. And that gives us 142. So that's the median, whereas the mode is 45 because that's the only number that appears twice. So as you can see, that's the lowest number and it appears twice. The rest of them are greater than 100. So the mode is the lowest value, lowest number of orders. It's not a number that represents the average, something in the middle. That's the reason why the median is the better average for her to use. So the median represents the average number of orders, whereas the mode is the lowest value. Pete is a catering student. He has been given a project testing fruit juicers. Pete is testing the super juicer and the blitzed juicer. Pete juices 100 grams of strawberries in the blitzed juicer. He repeats this 7 times. Calculate the median volume of strawberry juice produced by the blitzed juicer. So we'll put the numbers in order to work out the median. The smallest of these is 65. Then we have 66. then 67, then 70, 71, 72 and 73. Crossing out 1 on each side gives us 70. So that is 70 milliliters. Emma employs Hans. She pays Hans a bonus when he sells a car. The bonus is 1.5% of the price of the car. The available makes of cars are got A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H and the respective prices. How many cars would Hans have to sell at the modal price to get a bonus of at least £7,500? You must show your working. So what is the modal price? Are there any of these prices that repeat themselves? So we've got 14,750 only once, 15,800, 15,800, 15,800, so it's 3 of them. 16,000, there is only 1. 19,800, only 1. So that tells us that the modal price is 15,800. The bonus is 1.5%, so 1.5 out of 100 of 15,800. Gives us £237 for each car sold. To work out how many cars you'd need to sell to get 7,500 as a bonus, we're going to do 7,500 divided by 237, which is 31.65. So he's going to need to sell 32 cars. Going to have to round up all the time in questions like these. Judy installs some water taps in the building. She keeps a record of the flow rate for each tap she installs. Judy installs tap J. She checks the flow rate of tap J by filling up an empty 1.6 litre jug with water in 15 seconds. Judy thinks that tap J has a greater flow rate than the median flow rate of the other 8 taps she installed. Is she correct? Show how you decide. So we first need to work out the flow rate for tap J. And it says that she checks the flow rate of tap J by filling up an empty 1.6 litre jug with water in 15 seconds. So it's the flow rate, litres divided by time, which is in minutes. So how many litres? That is 1.6 litres divided by time in minutes. Now we've got 15 seconds. That is 0.25 minutes, so it's a quarter of a minute. It's like 15 seconds out of 60 seconds, which you can do with a calculator. 15 divided by 60 gives us 0.25 minutes. So 1.6 divided by 0.25 gives us 6.4. So that is the flow rate for tap J. Now, Judy thinks that tap J has a greater flow rate than the median flow rate of the other 8 taps she installed. So these ones we've got here in the table. Let's work out the median for those. Which of these is the lowest? That is 5.5. Then we have 5.8. Then we have 5.9. We have 6.0, 6.1, 6.1 again, 6.3 and 6.5. So to work out the median, we'll cross out one on each side. We have 2 in the middle, so that is 6.0 and 6.1. So the midpoint between the two is going to be 6.05. But we can work it out here. 6.0 plus 6.1 divided by 2 is 6.05. That is the midpoint between 6.0 and 6.1. So to answer the question, Judy thinks that tap J has a greater flow rate than the median flow rate of the other 8 taps she installed. Is she correct? Yes, because 6.4 is greater than 6.05. And we've shown how we've decided. Chris advertises 12 flats for sale. The table shows the floor area of flats 1 to 11. Chris has this floor plan of flat 12. By what percentage is the floor area of flat 12 greater than the median floor area of flats 1 to 11? Give your answer to 1 decimal place. So we'll start by working out the floor area of flat 12. It's a compound shape, so we're going to split it into 2. The rectangle and the triangle. The area of the rectangle can be worked out by multiplying 22 feet by 23 feet. Which is 506 square feet. And the area of the triangle, we multiply the base, which is 23 feet, by the height here, which we're going to work out by doing 29 take away 22, which is 7. So 23 times 7 is 161. But we need to divide that by 2 to work out the area of the triangle. So 161 divided by 2 gives us 80.5 square feet. So we're going to add now 506 and 80.5. Which is 586.5. So that's the floor area for flat 12 in square feet. Let's compare it to the median for the other flats. So let's put these in order. We've got the lowest being 496, again 496, 496, 496, then we have 550, 550, 550, 687, 687, 840, 840. So crossing these out, we have 550 in the middle. So we're comparing 586.5 and 550. So 586.5, take away 550. Gives us 36.5 square feet. So to work it out as a percentage, we'll do 36.5 out of 550 because we're comparing it to the median floor area flats. That's why out of 550. So it's the increase. So 36.5 out of 550 gives us 0.066. So that's as a decimal. As a percentage, that will be 6.6%. Because after the 6 here, we've got a 3. So the answer is to 1 decimal place. What is the mode of these numbers? So 155, we've got one here, another one here, so it's 2, lots of 155, 125, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 145, there's only one of them. There is only 190, no, it's 2 of them. 150, we have only one, and there is only one 100, and the same with the other numbers. So the winner is 125. Because there are 4 of them. Calculate the median of the following set of numbers. Show your working out and write the answer in the box below. So we're going to start by ordering the numbers. So 224, then 234, 315, 345, 435, 564, 654, and 671. So crossing this out. Nope, these 2. So we're going to add 345 and 435 and divide the answer by 2. Which is 240. What is the median of these weights? Show your working out and write the answer in the box below. So we're going to put them in order, starting with the smallest, 2.54, 2.84, 2.96, then 3.75, 3.78, 3.89, 3.91 and 4.05. Now crossing this out, one on each side, we've got 3.75 and 3.78. Adding the two together and dividing by 2. Gives us 3.765. kilograms. Find the mode in the following set of numbers. 8, we've got 1, 2 of them. 8.5, only 1. 7, we have 2. 11, we have 1, 2, 3 of them. So 11 is the mode. Calculate the median of the following set of numbers. So again, putting the numbers in order. Got 9 first, then 9.5, then 10, 10.5, 11, 12, 15, 23. Crossing them out, one on each side till we get to the middle. So we have 10.5 and 11, adding the 2 and dividing by 2. Gives us 10.75. A set of numbers is 4, 6, 6, 7, 8, 8, 8, 9. Circle the mode. So we've got 2 6s, but we have 3 8s. So 8 is the mode. And that's the end of the questions.